Tomb Raider, an action-adventure game developed by Crystal Dynamics and released back in 2013, is the second reboot of the series that is known as the Survivor Trilogy. It tells the origins of a young Lara Croft before she becomes the Tomb Raider, who has to rescue her friends and escape a mysterious island while fighting a malevolent cult. The gameplay focused on more exploration, puzzle solving, and shooting than ever before. In this video, I've managed to put together as many Easter eggs, references, and any other points of interests that I could find. And if you do enjoy this, then subscribe, and that way you can stay up to date on all future videos I put up. Now it's time to escape from the mysterious island of Yamatai. Starting out with the ship itself, the Endurance is based on a real ship of the same name that sank during one of its trans-Antarctic expeditions in the early 1900s. It was captained by Ernest Shackleton, who was also the inspiration for the character Roth. Amazingly, all 27 of the crew members survived their arduous journey after almost 2 years of surviving the cold and isolation of Antarctica. In the intro cutscene, when Lara stands by her desk, there are a few interesting things to point out. The Sisters of Artemis drinks flask, though a fictional insignia, is referencing Artemis, the Greek goddess of hunting, amongst other things, and is someone Lara personifies throughout the game. The research papers are about Kublai Khan's failed invasions of Japan, and a possible landing on Yamatai. But sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, because in the 13th century, the Mongols did attempt 2 invasions on Japan, but lost the majority of their armada on both occasions to a typhoon, and since then never attempted a third attack, believing Japan was protected by a supernatural force. Next to the Himiko drawing are a set of numbers. These are Lara's predicted coordinates that you can check out later when the player has access to the map. To find the same numbers, overlay the island of Yamatai, showing Lara was right to search for the island in this part of the ocean. Also during this cutscene, we see Lara being rescued from drowning, but we never see by who, as everything is happening so fast that you don't know who opened the hatch, and it's never brought up again in the whole game, but by pausing it at the right moment, you can see that it's Jonah. There's a small detail that recurs throughout the entire game that can easily be missed. Though not fatal, after Lara's impalement, we see from time to time that she's still suffering great pain from the injury. Even after cauterizing it, and besides the bloodstains on her top, we're reminded of the incident when Lara clutches her stomach after certain events in the story. The hung body of the woman at the start of gameplay was originally a crew member of the Endurance that was cut from the game, who Lara called Steph. She was mentioned by name a couple of times in the demo and trailers, and can still be seen in the concept artwork. At the end of the Scavenger's Den section, Lara has to scramble out of the cave. This is similar to what happens in the finale of the horror movie The Descent, and is the first of a few references to the film that we'll see in the game. There are many other small details, such as music cues that alert players to nearby enemies, or rain that washes away dirt and blood from Lara, to water droplets hitting the camera. But one great detail that happens is Lara's heart rate change in certain situations, which is reflected in the change of her breathing and posture. In this example, near the World War II plane that she has to climb along in order to cross the ravine, you can hear the difference in Lara's breathing when she moves to and from the point of danger. Although Crystal Dynamics have stated the Survivor trilogy has no connections to the previous games, they do put in subtle homages, such as Lara's classic backpack that you can see in the form of a brown leather satchel in the scene where she finds Sam's camcorder and radio, and later Whitman is carrying one. On a closer look at Lara's necklace, we can see there's some kind of green emblem. What's interesting about it is it looks similar to a jade necklace worn by Himiko in a painting, done by the artist Yasuda Yukihiko. In the coastal forest area, one of the mission titles is called Woman vs Wild, which may be a parody to the TV survival series Man vs Wild, also known as Born Survivor, where the presenter has to survive in the wild and find his way back to civilization. Another TV series that the game takes inspiration from is the show Lost. Both stories are about a group of survivors trapped on a mysterious island that won't let anyone leave, with inhabitants that are trying to either abduct or kill them. There are other similarities, such as Lara descending the ladder in this World War II bunker that looks like the ladder from The Hatch. And in the DLC area, there's a plane hanging in the trees, similar to the Beechcraft found in Season 1. Lara's friend, Sam Nishimura, curiously shares the same surname as Toru Nishimura from TR Legend, who's a rich Japanese media businessman. Though both games are made by Crystal Dynamics, the characters are not related, but it is plausible that he could have been the rich uncle who funded the expedition to Yamatai, and was the reason Sam chose to be a film student. If you take a closer look at Jonah's shirt, you can find something that Crystal Dynamics overlooked. The word rugby is misspelt. As you can clearly see, it's spelt with the letter C instead of a G, something clothing companies that are selling Tomb Raider shirts had to correct. Another reference to past games is thrown into a casual discussion between Lara and Whitman about the existence of Atlantis, which was one of the settings in the original game, and here Lara ironically dismisses it as a myth.
The Lost Kingdom.
It's like finding Atlantis.
But this is real, Dr. Whitman. We're not standing on a myth.
We're standing on a goal.
For a few seconds, you can see Roth shooting with a pair of pistols, which most will know is an obvious reference to past TR games, as Lara wielded dual guns. It happens again at the end of the game, though at this point, the real meaning behind Lara using both at the same time is more likely in memory of Roth, who Matthias murdered in front of her. There's a unique moment where the players can choose the fate of one of the Solari men. Kill him or leave him, Lara will still be ambushed in the next room either way, but if he's still alive, he'll call out to the others to warn them about Lara.
Please.
Go to hell.
Just kill me now. She's coming!
There appears to be more than one benefit of having subtitles on, as you might have missed another small detail. After Lara sends the SOS call and a rescue plane arrives, you may be able to hear strange sounds coming from the storm that brings down the plane. It's not very clear, but if you put on the subtitles, it seems to confirm what Lara says later, that it was the voice of Himiko who makes a warning that no one leaves. On the topic of Himiko, she's actually based on one of Japan's earlier rulers, though strangely, no historical Japanese records can be found mentioning her. She does appear in the Chinese records of the Three Kingdoms, and the name Himiko means sun daughter, who ruled over the mountain island of Yamatai as a shamaness queen with 1,000 female servants. To this day, no scholars can agree on where Yamatai was exactly located, or if it even existed, making this the eastern equivalent of Atlantis, and the location of the island in the game is set within a place called the Dragon's Triangle, which is based on a real urban legend where planes and ships seem to mysteriously vanish, similar to the Bermuda Triangle. The scene where Lara falls into a plane and onto glass that starts to slowly crack is based on the scene in the Lost World Jurassic Park. Though the organisation will be officially introduced in the sequels and feature more prominently as the central villains, Trinity does get a few mentions in this game, such as hearing the pilot from the rescue chopper during Lara's climb toward the palace, and once all GPS caches have been found, you can read a message from a member of the Order. Another homage to the Descent movie happens inside the geothermal caverns when Lara rises out of the bloody water. Further into the caverns, you can find an area full of prisoners that talk to Lara when she's near their cells. One of them starts talking about his wife and 2 daughters, who were all on a sailing trip before crashing on the island. Later, you can find on the shipwreck beach a couple of toys belonging to Coco and Millie, and a wallet with a family picture in it. Though it's never confirmed, this may be the prisoners' daughters. The crab Fifi, named by fans from the TR forums and first seen in the trailer Turning Point, actually made it into the final game as a trophy achievement. Just find one of the crabs on the beach and shoot any of them to get the trophy. The book Sam is reading, Robinson Crusoe, which was written in the early 1700s by English writer Daniel Defoe, is about the titular character who's a castaway on a remote island, and throughout the story encounters tribal cannibals and mutineers. As Sam says, it's a cruel irony comparing Crusoe to their situation. When returning to Lara's cabin in the crashed Endurance, you can see a group of photos on the wall that offer some insight into the life she had before Yamatai. There's a picture of a dog that's possibly her pet. Several photos show her trips around the world, including Venice, which was a location in TR2. Other photos show maybe her university friends, including this image that shows some sort of daring stunt on the edge of a building by one of her uni pals. And this photo may be an image of Amelia Earhart, who was an aviation pioneer and most likely a strong female role model for Lara. And by the window is a toy octopus. Though I'm not sure if it's an Easter egg based on the one from TR Underworld, I'll leave that for you to decide. Once you collect all GPS caches, a familiar chime can be heard, including Lara's reaction from the previous TR games.
Aha! There's a note inside.
When Lara returns to the monastery, she has to fight the Storm Guard, who are undead samurai warriors sworn to protect Himiko even after death. They're all referred to throughout the game as Oni, which means demon, and are based on real Japanese folklore. They are usually depicted as malevolent entities with horns and fangs who enjoy inflicting pain and suffering upon humans. A curious thing I noticed during the big battle with the Storm Guards is the start of this area looks similar to another location in the game. When I checked out the mountain base exterior, I found similarities in its level design. Once rescued, Lara is seen reading through her father's journal. For a brief moment, we can see the name Croatoan, which refers to the abandoned Roanoke colony where the first English settlement in North America was established, but as history tells it, the colonists one day just mysteriously vanished, leaving only a carving of the word Croatoan. And to this day, their disappearance remains unexplained, and it's something that Lara is likely interested to investigate in one of many future adventures now that her mind is open to the paranormal. The clothing Lara is wearing, as well as all DLC attire, are based on several people. The main outfit makes her look almost similar to the protagonist in The Descent 2. The hunter outfit, in which Lara is covered in mud, is based on the Predator films. The aviatrix outfit is based on Amelia Earhart. The gorilla outfit looks like the one worn by Royce in the 2010 movie Predators. The mountaineer outfit resembles the Snow Light outfit in TR Underworld. The demolitions outfit looks like Ripley's jumpsuit from Alien. And the Sure Shot attire is based on Jessica Biel's outfit from Blade Trinity. Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video if you made it to the end, and I hope you enjoyed it. As I've already mentioned, I'm doing the Survivor trilogy this month, so you can expect Rise of the Tomb Raider to follow shortly. So if you haven't yet, I'd appreciate your support if you can subscribe and leave a like. And once again, a big shout out to all of you who have and are continuing to help this channel grow. So until the next video, bye everyone.